Hey guys, part 2, I'm back. I got a phone call, so it cut my video off. But anywho, as I was saying about healing generational situations in your bloodline. So the broken arrow is saying that although you've had a lot of fighting and disagreements in the past, your angels are asking you to try to be the peacemaker of your family, to realize that the arguing and the disagreeing and the fighting is getting you nowhere. It's better for you to be the peacemaker. If it means you have to walk away, if it means whatever it means, do that, because the fighting and the disagreement is gonna keep your bloodline stuck. Heal yourself, be the bigger person. Let those people that want to gossip and stay stuck in those low vibrational energies, that want to focus on things that are shallow, that want to focus on things that are not important in this lifetime. You have to go on, do better for your family, because you have to be the champion and warrior for your own family, for the future, and to heal the past, okay? Shedding old skin. I'm sorry, I looked at the snake. Cast off the old, reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. So don't be afraid to show the real you and who you really are. You are here not to be like the rest of your family members. You're here to stand out, to be yourself, to be great, to shed the old skin of traditions and roles and things that you feel like you were reared to believe that this is how it has to be, this is who you have to be, this is the way it's done. You're shedding that, okay? And you're a more colorful person in your family. You're here to bring out the color and the beauty and the real true hidden talents in your bloodline that have been suppressed and have not been allowed to be truly expressed and truly shared with the world to help heal. A lot of people in the past, many of your ancestors had some of these gifts and talents that you have, but they were too afraid because of society and because of just feeling the need to like go along with the herd and feeling nervous about standing out or thinking differently or not being in the little cookie cutter way of being, that they didn't use them, they suppressed them. And this has been a huge detriment for your bloodline. It's holding all of you guys back from abundance, from healing one another, from healing the world, from elevating as a soul group. That's why you were sent here. So show your true colors. Stop hiding your gifts, okay? In many spiritual traditions, the snake offers powerful medicine. That's why when we think the doctors, they have and I think it goes back to biblical times when the snake was wrapped around, I think it was Moses' staff or someone's staff. But anyway, in tantric teachings, it symbolizes the kundalini, which is also what we consider like our DNA and also our spine, the kundalini in the spine. It's a powerful serpentine energy within that allows you to teach your highest spiritual potential. So your family has not really stepped into, I feel like they have not fully used the potential of the DNA and fully come into that kundalini awakening that you guys have, okay? When the sacred one saw a snake in nature, encountered one in a dream, they knew there was transformation in the air. So you're here to transform, and by transforming yourself, you help to transform those around you, okay? Yeah, and this is shedding old skin and moving beyond limitations caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others in the past. So I believe in your family, a lot of you guys have a lot of venomous snakes, okay? People who just want to just spew out venom and hate and poison your mind and try to poison each other's mind and try to poison their kids' minds and just keep this venom going. And you are here to be the truth teller. You're here with the anti-venom, okay? You're here with the cure, the real cure, which comes from love, which comes from forgiveness, which comes from not accepting that cup of poison, which goes back to forgiveness, which is very hard sometimes for us but when you don't forgive, it's like someone who cuts off their nose to spite their face, right? Because they say, If I don't forgive you, it's as if I'm drinking poison and hoping that it's going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. The venom is going to hurt me. So why would I drink that poison thinking I'm going to hurt you by not forgiving? So forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. Now, does forgiveness mean that we allow every single person to continue to wreak havoc in our life and continue to be abusive and continue to stay in those low vibrational energies? No. Obviously, we don't have a choice over what they do, but we don't have to surround ourselves with them. We can love people from afar. You can love and pray for the best for people and wish the best on them from afar. You can forgive them without having to engage in the venomous activities, the low vibrational activities that are, what's that word, stunting the spiritual growth of your bloodline, okay? The energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. So you need to pray when you go to bed or when you're meditating. See the beautiful light of renewal coming over your family bloodline and washing away all of that venom and all that toxicity, okay? All that hatred. And if for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized or has been misread by others, know that this energy is leaving you now. So these people who've been committed to misunderstanding you or not seeing the real you, or you just felt like you didn't fit in, that is ending, because part of you who felt rejected by these family members and your past ancestors is because of something that you didn't accept in yourself. So as you learn to love and accept yourself, your family members are going to heal and learn to love and accept you. You understand? So that's happening. Yeah, and as you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin, okay? Just like the snake does. And you are getting rid of that. You're getting rid of the limited experiences, and you have a new personal commitment to a new growth. You're growing. You want to become different. You want something different for your bloodline. You want something different for your offspring, your children, their children. You want the planet to change, okay? If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. You have to see the things you need to work on in yourself. Don't focus on what other people need to work on, because when we point our finger that way, we have 3 fingers pointing back at ourselves. And it's so interesting about Jesus, because I hear people, especially a lot of religious people, judging, you know. Jesus's big thing was don't judge other people. Why are you trying to get the plank out of your neighbor's, or the speck out of your neighbor's eye when you have a plank in your own eye? Why did he say that? He said that because when you're busy judging another person, you know what you're not doing? You're not taking responsibility for you. You're not taking responsibility for your part. You're not taking responsibility for how you contribute to the situation, because it's so easy to say, oh, it's their fault. It's they were a horrible mom. They were a bad dad. They did this. They gossiped. They stabbed me in the back. They went to court and did this. But you know what? When you're doing that and you're focusing all your energy and bitterness on being unforgiving and hating them, you're now depriving yourself of the spiritual work that you need to be doing on you. That's why. It's not like Jesus was just like, oh, just don't judge people, just don't judge people. You're actually hurting yourself. Because also he says with what measure we judge others, we too will be judged with that same amount, that same measurement. So the more you judge others, the more you're going to be judged, not just by God, but by society in general. So it's like basically a vicious cycle. That's why there's no point in judging. No one is, the Bible says, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. All. For God so loved the world, he sent his only begotten Son, that whomsoever believe in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. What is eternal life? I mean, listen, some people believe there's a true hell, fire and brimstone and all that, but I really believe a lot of the hell can just be you being stuck in your mind. Your mind can become your biggest hell, right? And unforgiveness is probably one of the biggest mind hells you can get in, of just bitter and hating and why they do that, and I'm a victim, it's not fair, and then you just stay in this just continual everlasting hell. But if you want everlasting life, you let go of those things, you forgive, you move on. And then you get yourself into that life flow, that beautiful life flow of, yes, we all make mistakes. Do we learn from them? How did I contribute? How can I be better? How can I handle this different? How can I show a better side to heal my ancestry and my bloodline? How can I be the one who did something different, who quit drinking the poison, who quit putting the poison out, who quit engaging in this negative low vibrational energy and started elevating and pulling up my family instead of letting my family keep pulling me back down in that crab barrel. Do you see the power in that? Much more powerful. Easier said than done. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying I do this myself perfectly. I'm saying this is what I as a soul know needs to be done. I'm convicted. The Holy Spirit tells me these things every day. I think, wow, I have so much I need to do. I need to become so much better. I'm just taking baby steps just like everybody else is in the world, just trying to become our best version of ourselves as much as we can. But it starts by not judging others and forgiving yourself and being the change you want to see in the world. If you want your kids to be better, you have to be better. You want your kids to date women who are wonderful women, then you need to be that wonderful woman to your sons. You want your kids to be more responsible, then they need to see you being responsible. They don't need to see you telling, oh, don't drink, and you're drinking a whole bottle of vodka every night in front of them. And I mean, listen, hey, I drink wine too, but I'm just saying, I can't very well tell my children, drinking is bad or you shouldn't do drugs, and then I'm sitting here doing it. Or I can't say, hey, you need to work more when I'm not working as much. I'm not putting in, I can't tell my kids do the dishes when I'm leaving dirty dishes in the sink. I have to be the change I want to see. I can't expect to find a wonderful husband if I'm not willing to become a wonderful wife first, right? That's how you heal your bloodline, is by healing you. And stop pointing the finger, stop blaming. Well, this person did this. Well, they left me. Well, they didn't put it out. They're a deadbeat dad. They're this, that. You have to be better. You have to work on you, because while you're busy judging others, you are neglecting you. And there's no change ever going to happen in that scenario, okay? So you're shedding this old skin, these old habits, this old way, this limited way, because it's keeping you limited and stuck, right? So if you feel someone you love misunderstood you recently, they're going to be able to see beyond that. This is a time for renewal, abundance, connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. Take a spiritual bath, cleanse yourself from the old, do meditations, picture your bloodline being healed. If you have ancestors who've passed over that you remember who they are, pray for them. Ask them to come in your dreams. Ask them to give you messages of things they wish they'd done different, ways they can help you. How can you elevate your bloodline? Ask them, because they will come and tell you. If not that, ask your angels, ask God, ask your spirit guides, okay? Air guardian, shift your perception, see? Change your perception. Stop seeing your family as broken and dysfunctional and see them as healed. See them as learning from their mistakes. See them as growing. See them as understanding that they have to work on themselves, that they can be better, that they can do better. Start thinking positive about your family, about your ancestors, even the people that passed that you're like, wow, they were such an idiot. They lived a terrible life. They were an alcoholic. They were this, they were that. Stop talking about them like that. Try to think of anything positive they did. Try to tell your kids the positive things about them that you remember. Like my grandmother, who she was an alcoholic, and she was very abusive to my mother when she was young, but she did find God later in her late years of her life, and she did work at the hospital, and she used to, I remember when there were some families that couldn't afford medicine for their kids, and I remember my grandmother going and taking money, and she didn't have very much money at all. Like, she was a reception lady at the hospital. This is like back in the 80s, and she took her own money and she paid for those children as medicine, you know, so that they could get the treatment that they needed. And the mother was, I don't remember the full story because I was very young when my mother told me the story, but the point is, she went from being an abusive alcoholic person when she was young, and she changed. And I remember she used to play gospel music every Sunday. I mean, I'm not saying she became perfect. She made a lot of mistakes in her life. But I think towards the end, she really did try to grow and become a better person. So, yeah, we can sit around and focus on like, oh, well, she drank, well, yeah, she was a fall down drunk when she was young, and she was terrible, and she was, yeah, she married off all her daughters on their 15th birthdays or whatever, which is really weird. I know, very weird. But anyway, but she did grow. And she did become a better person, and she became more generous, and she did find God. And I saw the change in her. I mean, she died when I was 8, so obviously I couldn't really see, but I heard a lot, and I did see what I did see. So what am I telling you? Because I remember when my mom would say, yeah, your grandma used to be a drunk. I couldn't believe it because I never saw her like that, because she quit by the time I was born. But this is what I'm talking about. And that's just an example. I don't know what your family members did in the past that have passed over, but whatever they've done, try to think of the good that they did. Try to think of how they did grow, and you try to accelerate that growth. Tell your kids about the good. Say, yeah, maybe they started off like this, but this is how, you know, they grew. Okay, and that's going to help you to grow, and that's going to help you to be an inspiration to your own children. Like I said, your kids are never going to do what you tell them. They're going to do what you're doing. And if you want to heal your kids, and if your kids aren't speaking to you, then you need to heal yourself. I promise you, I've watched it. I've watched as I healed myself. I left an abusive marriage. I took a leap of faith. I started changing a lot of things about my life. I apologize to my children for not spending as much time as I should have. They said I'm gonna work on it. And I'm not saying this to say I'm great, because I have a long ways to go, guys. Like, I'm a disaster of a person. I mean, I have so much work. I don't know how many lifetimes it's gonna take to fix things, but I'm saying that I noticed when I did start taking baby steps, and I started trying to be better and heal myself. My son was in this really abusive relationship, and she just broke up with him. He started healing. I was like, wow. And I was praying, because I knew it was a bad situation for him, and I was praying for it to end, you know. But it was really, God showed me, and it was like, it's nothing really that, it wasn't the praying so much as it was you healed you. You started healing you, and you inspired him. So if you want to heal situations in your family, heal your issues, and then your family will begin to heal too. I promise you, because these cards are telling me right now. Okay, the stag came out. Trust and thrive. I just had to promise you. Yeah, trust that if you heal, you will thrive. Your family will thrive. They will grow, but you have to heal yourself. Whatever that means for you. I don't know what you need to heal. I know I have to work on my temper. I know I have to work on not holding grudges. I know I have to work on not taking things so personally. I know I have a lot of things I have to work on myself. So you know what your things are. And if you don't, maybe you should sit down, make a list. Make a list of your positives, and then make a list of things that you really want to work on, that you think that if you worked on those things, it would really improve your life. Then pick one thing a day and just do what you can every day. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And then before you know it, you've run a marathon, right? Right. You're in a whole new place because you've taken so many baby steps. Yeah, Earth Guardians, stay rooted and grounded to the earth. Go around the trees, go in nature's. You guys have so many Earth Guardian angels protecting you. You're healing, and you know green is the color of healing, the color of money, the color of abundance. As you heal your heart, like with the drums and the heartbeat, you will also heal your family. You will heal. You'll be, and you're going to help to heal their third eye chakra and open it and pray to send healing energy to all your family members, and also the ones that have passed over. Ask your ancestors to give you healing energy in your third eye, green healing energy to heal your heart, and so that you guys can love each other instead of competing and being jealous and not loving each other unconditionally. Guys, it's very important that family learn to love each other unconditionally. And I know when there's family members making really bad choices and they're doing things that are just not, you know, they're doing things that are unhealthy and it's frustrating you. The best thing you can do is love them unconditionally. I'm not saying let them come over and steal from you and do crazy things, but if you can keep praying for them, loving for them unconditionally, and just don't judge them. You know, don't say, oh, he is just a loser, he's an alcoholic, he doesn't have a job, what a scumbag, she's a terrible mother, she is awful, she's selfish. Instead of saying those things, start speaking positive over your bloodline, over your relatives. Start speaking positive. Start believing it, because as you see, you know that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And when you say negative things about your family members, you're actually casting spells on them and you're cursing them. And you're going to get karma for that. People don't realize. That's why gossip in the Bible, it tells you gossip is so bad. It's so malicious, because when you're talking about someone, you're basically cursing that person behind their back. And they aren't even aware of it. So please be careful with the things you say. And I have to do this too. I have to be mindful of the things I say, because I say things I realize, wow, I'm literally casting a spell on that person. And I have to be more responsible as a spiritual warrior, you know, because I could really be keeping that person down. And if I had changed my whole wording and my whole energy towards that person, I might be able to elevate that person and heal them. And then they could heal other people and heal my whole entire bloodline. That's how powerful this stuff is, guys. I'm serious about this, okay? And I know, like, I'm very convicted that I have to work on these things. I'm not by any means ever saying, oh, y'all need to do this, I'm perfect. No, I promise you, I'm probably, the least likely person who should be telling anyone spiritual advice, but the gift is just given to me. I can't help it. It just is there. It's a God-given gift. I know it because the reason I know it is because when I've been minding my own business, just living a normal life, people will come to me and be like, well, why did you say that? How did you know that? And it just happens so many times that I'm like, okay, there has to be a gift here. Because people come to me and they beg me to help them, and I'm like, I may not qualify. They're just like, no, everything you said helped me so much. I'm like, really? So it's a gift that's been given to me. And like I said, I feel like some of you guys have been given gifts that you're in denial. You're like, no, God wouldn't pick me for that. Not possible. No, not me. And God is saying, yeah, I did pick you for that. And you have a chance to heal your whole bloodline. And a lot of people in the past in your bloodline said the same thing. Oh, I can't do that. He wouldn't give it to me. I'm not important. You know, why me? Because, yes, you. He picked you to heal your bloodline. Cash. Cash. Yeah, so be brave and honest. Keep speaking your truth. Carry the sword of truth with you. Put on the whole armor of God, the breastplate of righteousness and the belt of truth, actually. But also the sword is like the truth and the rose. You were put here to be a knight in shining armor to your family. Be brave, be honest, but be honest in a kind and loving way, not in a harsh, venomous, snake-like way. There is a difference. I was hearing these Bible girls, I forget what they're called, the Bible girls or something, Girls Gone Bible, and they said there's a difference between people who, they were talking about modesty, and like people who say, oh, that person's, you know, wearing that, and that's not modest, and it's because they're like jealous and insecure about their body. They're not saying it because they really care about that person's spirituality, and they're like, hey girl, listen, like, I know you may not realize it, but that really is kind of essential. And like, if you want to be modest, I don't know if you realize that, I should let you know. Like, I heard these men talking about you when you went to the bathroom, and like, maybe you just want to think about wearing something different. You probably didn't see it, but I really care about you, and I know modesty is important to you, so this is coming from a place of love. That's different than like at her, she said, or I can't believe she forgot that. Because this person is 200 pounds and insecure and just being hateful. You understand? And they were calling it something like righteous judgment or something like that, where when you truly correct someone because you love them and you're trying to help them, or if you're just correcting someone because you want to be vicious and it's coming from a place of sin, of jealousy, and of self-righteousness, and of pride, and of all of those things, which are an abomination to God, okay? Pride goes before the fall. So before you do go to someone and say, hey, look, I'm really concerned about this thing, I think, I feel like you need to work on this, make sure that you're in a position and ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is this coming from a place of love? Like, I love this person, I really want to help them and see the best for them? Or is this coming from an insecure, jealous, like, I don't feel good enough, so I'm going to tear this person down in their spiritual walk? You need to think about that. Okay. And that's what you're here to do. You're here to not judge people, but to help people become more righteous by actually saying, hey, listen, I struggle with this too, because it's hard for me sometimes. And let's talk about it. Let's pray about it. Let's help each other. If you think there's something I need to change, tell me in a kind way, not in a heated argument, not when I'm crying and I'm having the worst day of my life and you're like, oh, and by the way, I think you need to change this. Like, there's a time and a place, and delivery is everything, guys. The delivery of a message matters. When you look at how Jesus preached in the Bible, his delivery was perfect. So remember that. Okay, stargazer, set your sights higher, guys. You can do better. You got this. I know you guys believe in God, believe in higher power to help you. Know that you have to have high standards for yourself. And as you raise your standards for yourself, you raise the standards for everyone in your bloodline and around you, and you become a child of God, which is amazing. Well, I mean, we're all children of God, but I mean, you become an exceptional child. You become someone who's showing him that you will set your standards higher, and you will, know that your help comes from heaven, right? All of our help comes from heaven. All of our help comes from heaven, from the stars, from heaven, from our Creator. I love you guys. I hope this helps. You guys take care. Have a happy, wonderful day. You deserve the best. And I know you guys can do it. You got this journey. You got it.